Now this next one, number 4 here, is the same setup as a previous problem that we did here. I think this was number 2 in the prior video. And you'll notice that I have left that the numbers are a little different, so I changed the numbers in the table. The initial investment is different as well, but I left this net present value calculation here, even though we're not going to be asked to calculate it for this example, because I'm going to discuss it in a little bit. So here's all our information. And what we want to do first is to calculate the IRR for the 3 projects. So let's go ahead and calculate them. The internal rates of return. Right, so when somebody says, what's my return on this project? This is what they mean. And remember, the IRR, the internal rate of return, is the discount rate at which the net present value is 0. So net present values tend to decrease as discount rates increase. So I can see that because I have this net present value calculation here already in place because of reusing my spreadsheet, I can see that the IRR is going to be somewhere north of 9%. Now, I want to note that even though I'm reusing my spreadsheet before, the way that the IRR function works, you have to have all your values in a row, right? So I got to do a little moving and adjusting here. So let's go ahead and take this row and drag it up and get rid of this row here, just delete it. And now I can go ahead and invoke the IRR function. So here's all my values, and there has to be a negative value involved, at least one, in order to have an internal rate of return give a value. Okay, so there's our values, and then our guess. You can give it anything. You really don't have to use a guess function nowadays. Back in the day when I first started working in this kind of stuff, computers were much more slow, and so it really did help Excel to have a guess to start with. But let's just say, let's give this discount rate as a guess just to start it off. Okay, and the reason it's returning 1 or 0 is because I don't have it in the correct format. So if I go ahead and put that in decimal with percentage with 2 decimal places, that will give us 11.32%, which sounds logical, and there it is. All right, so we'll just take this formula, drag it across, and it'll just give us our answers. And so you will notice that for all of these projects with a positive net present value and a known discount rate, right, the internal rates of return will be higher than the discount rate. Now the next thing that we are asked for is to do the modified IRR. And in these examples, we are assuming that our discount rate and our reinvest rate are the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate those out. So here's all our values. And the discount rate and the reinvest rate are going to be the same. So that gives us 10.29. Again, let's just go ahead and copy those out, and then we can start writing in the answers here for the homework. And I'm going to pause this so you don't have to sit here and watch me do data entry, and we'll come back, show you that it's all right, and then move on to the next question.